is we live in a time where we are hyper-polarized, and we've seen it in 2022 like never before. We are hyper-polarized. We don't talk nicely about anybody else. It's not just that we disagree. We have to be, we have to be angry with each other. We end up saying things that are insulting to one another. We can't find a way to have meaningful conversations in which we find some middle ground. And this is harming us. It's harming our souls. It's harming our country. It's harming our world. And so we said, what can we do about this? And in 2020, so we said, every year that there's a major election, every 2 years, so in 2020, 22, all the way to 2030, we're gonna have our own campaign during the election season. And our first campaign was called #LoveYourNeighbor. And the Love Your Neighbor campaign, we had campaign signs in the streets, we had t-shirts, and we had people here in Kansas City all over the place having that kind, making that kind of statement. And then we asked you to practice acts of kindness and love towards people you disagreed with. We're going to do it again this fall. And this fall, the campaign will be called the B campaign. And the B campaign will have billboards and buses with wraps around them. We'll have signs and we'll have t-shirts, and we're going to be preaching into it in October. And we're going to focus on Micah 6:8. Again, what does the Lord require of you but to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with God? I want you to see that this is just a mock-up of a TV commercial that we're going to be running and giving away to other folks across the country where they can put their own names on it. Take a look.
Kindness is not random. Kindness is intentional. It's listening more and talking less. It's recognizing the value of all people, learning from our differences. Kindness takes action, stands up and speaks out for justice and fairness. In a world of divisiveness, kindness brings us together and can change the world.
Brought to you by the Church of the Resurrection. For more information, visit bcampaign.org.
This is exciting. It's going to be an opportunity for us both to influence, like to be salt and light and leaven, to influence our community. The Episcopalian Church has said, can we use the same campaign too? So I was visiting with some of the Episcopal bishops recently, and in Washington, D.C., and St. Louis and other places, they're going to have these signs with their names on them, t-shirts, all of that. We're having 5 weeks worth of sermons, from which the first one, this is in October, right before the election. The first one is going to be, what does justice look like? And then we're going to talk about what does kindness look like, and what does humility look like, and what does it mean to love your neighbor, and how do we find the place where religion influences and shapes how we practice politics. So that's what's coming up in October. And I want you to know today is the day in which you can order your t-shirts. This is what the t-shirts look like. On the back it says Resurrection of United Methodist Church, and on the front, be just, kind, and humble. And you can order these at core.org/next. They're $8 for adults and $5 for the children's versions. And then the signs. We're going to have these signs available for you to put in your yards. We're going to ask you to put them out in the islands where the other campaign signs are. So while you see all of these red and blue signs everywhere, you're going to see this one that says, be, up here in the corner, just, kind, humble. And we're going to try to influence people with those TV spots and the billboards and everything else to say, let's be this. Let's practice what the Bible teaches us in Micah 6:8.